What if everything you enjoy is quietly enslaving you? The moments scrolling on your phone, the shows you binge, the comfort foods you crave? What if these pleasures aren't freedom, but chains? When did you last feel truly alive? Not just entertained, not just distracted, but deeply, authentically alive? Most of us can't remember. Daily, we chase pleasure, comfort, and instant gratification. But what if this endless pursuit is actually robbing us of something essential? We're too busy chasing the next hit of dopamine, the next moment of comfort. What I find interesting is that Aldous Huxley warned us about all these ages ago. He cautioned against a world where pleasure wouldn't set us free, but lock us in golden handcuffs. In 1932, Huxley painted a chilling vision of the future. His novel, Brave New World, showed a society controlled not through force or fear, but through pleasure. People willingly accepted their chains because they came wrapped in comfort and entertainment. Look around. We live in that world now. Our phones ping with notifications. Social media feeds refresh endlessly. Streaming services autoplay the next episode. Fast food joints offer drive-thrus. Dating apps promise instant connections. Every desire can be satisfied with a tap or swipe. We've created a world of constant stimulation, where silence feels uncomfortable and boredom seems unbearable. The average person touches their phone 2,617 times per day. We spend over 7 hours daily consuming digital media. Our attention spans have shrunk to less than that of a goldfish. The true cost of all these is that our relationships suffer, anxiety and depression soar. We've lost the ability to sit with our thoughts or face discomfort. We're more connected yet lonelier than ever. The trap was set long ago, and we've walked right into it. Let's explore how pleasure became the perfect prison and why breaking free might be the greatest challenge of our time. Chapter 1. The Pleasure Trap. Step inside a casino. Watch how lights flash, machines chime, coins clatter, every detail engineered to keep you playing. Modern life? It's one giant casino, and we're all gambling with our attention. In Brave New World, citizens took Soma, a drug providing instant happiness without consequences. Today, we don't need Soma. We have smartphones, social media, streaming services, digital drugs delivering quick hits of pleasure straight to our brains. The science behind our addiction is frighteningly simple. Each notification triggers dopamine, the same chemical released during sex, eating, or drug use. Our brains evolved to chase this feeling. But nature never prepared us for a world where pleasure is available 24/7. The more dopamine we get, the more we need. Like a drug addict building tolerance, yesterday's likes and shares don't hit the same today. We scroll longer, check notifications more frequently, desperate for that next hit. The architects of our digital world know exactly what they're doing. Former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris reveals tech companies use the same psychological tricks as slot machines. Variable rewards. Sometimes you get likes, sometimes you don't. This unpredictability makes social media more addictive than fixed rewards. Think about Netflix auto-playing the next episode, infinite scrolling on social media, push notifications demanding attention. These aren't bugs, they're features designed to keep you hooked. The trap goes beyond technology. Fast food, online shopping, dating apps, porn. Our entire society runs on instant gratification. We've created what psychologists call supernormal stimuli, artificial experiences that trigger our pleasure responses more intensely than anything in nature. In the end, we lose our ability to delay gratification. A famous study showed children who could resist eating one marshmallow for 15 minutes to get two later were more successful in life. Today, we can barely wait 15 seconds for a video to buffer. But the pleasure trap isn't just rewiring our brains, it's fundamentally changing how we connect with each other. Next, we'll explore how the pursuit of pleasure is destroying our relationships and leaving us more isolated than ever. Chapter 2. Digital Soma, Modern Distractions. The average person spends nearly 3 hours daily on social media. We trade real connection for digital illusions. We tap hearts, share emojis, and post filtered snapshots of life, while genuine human bonds wither. Our primal brains face a modern dilemma. Digital interactions lack the raw elements that make us human. Eye contact that builds trust, subtle vocal shifts that signal emotion, physical presence that creates true intimacy. Instead, we settle for shallow substitutes. Harvard researchers discovered a disturbing pattern. Higher social media use directly correlates with plummeting life satisfaction. Each hour of scrolling spikes anxiety by 14%. The platform's promising connection actually fuel isolation. What I've come to observe is that technology reshapes intimacy itself. Dating apps transform potential partners into profile cards. Deep conversations give way to surface-level banter. Authentic vulnerability disappears behind carefully curated images. Real romance requires patience. But why wait when endless options sit a swipe away? Digital pleasure rewires our reward systems. Pornography alters expectations. Virtual validation becomes more appealing than messy, complicated human interaction. An entire generation grows up learning relationships through screens rather than souls. The human cost multiplies daily. MIT researchers placed phones on tables during conversations. Just the device's presence fractured attention and crushed empathy between people. Now multiply that effect across every dinner table, playground, and bedroom. Children once learned social skills through thousands of face-to-face interactions, reading expressions, processing emotions, developing empathy through direct human contact. Today's youth spend more hours bonding with pixels than people. The loneliness epidemic spreads while we scroll. Depression rates soar as likes pile up. Anxiety intensifies despite endless entertainment options. We've never been more connected, yet authentic human bonds grow increasingly rare. Our devices promise pleasure but deliver emptiness. Yet technology forms just one tentacle of a larger beast, a system designed to keep us distracted, addicted, and numb. So how did modern life itself become an elaborate pleasure trap, engineered to enslave our minds? Chapter 3. The Science of Addiction. Do you remember your first roller coaster ride? That surge of excitement, heart racing, senses alive. Now imagine riding it 50 times in a row. The thrill fades. Your brain adapts. What once electrified now barely registers. Modern life floods us with manufactured thrills. Video games pack more action in an hour than our ancestors experienced in years. Movies assault our senses with CGI spectacles. Music pumps through noise-canceling headphones, drowning out the world's natural rhythms. The human brain evolved for occasional bursts of excitement, punctuated by long periods of calm. But we've created an environment of constant stimulation. Like that roller coaster, each thrill leaves us needing something more intense next time. Your brain's always on perpetual pleasure. Neuroscientists tracked pleasure centers in people consuming social media, fast food, and video games. The findings were that our reward systems grow exhausted. Normal activities, reading books, taking walks, having conversations, start feeling painfully dull. We're developing resistance to joy itself. Simple pleasures fade. Silence becomes unbearable. Boredom feels like torture. We reach for phones, scroll feeds, or binge shows, anything to escape the growing numbness. This numbness spreads like a virus. Young people report record levels of sensory overload, yet emotional emptiness. Food needs more salt, movies need more explosions, music needs more bass. Regular life pales against the hyper-stimulating alternatives we've engineered. The cost is that we're losing our capacity for subtle beauty, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of rainfall, the satisfaction of completing difficult tasks. These gentle pleasures that once sustained human spirits now feel insufficient. A dangerous cycle emerges. As natural joys fade, we chase artificial highs. The more we chase, the number we become. The number we become, the more stimulation we crave. Round and round we spiral, moving further from authentic human experience. This cycle of pleasure and numbness reshapes more than individual lives. It transforms society itself, creating systems that profit from our growing addictions. Chapter 4. Social media and dopamine. A massive industry thrives on human emptiness. Social media giants employ psychologists to make their apps more addictive. Fast food chains perfect the bliss point of salt, sugar, and fat. Streaming services analyze viewing patterns to keep you watching. Former Google designer Tristan Harris revealed tech companies battle for brain time. Every notification, autoplay feature, and infinite scroll aims to hijack your attention. The longer you stay engaged, the more ads you consume, the higher their profits soar. Your focused attention has become the world's most valuable commodity. Companies spend billions studying how to capture and hold it. They track your clicks, analyze your behavior, predict your weaknesses. Each interaction feeds their algorithms. AI tailors content to your specific triggers. Learned you watch cat videos when stressed? Your feed fills with them during work hours. Prone to late-night shopping? Targeted ads hit precisely when your willpower dips. This system knows you better than you know yourself. It predicts your desires before they surface. Then it serves precisely what your brain craves, building stronger neural pathways with each interaction. While we scroll through seemingly free platforms, we pay with something far more precious: our autonomy. Each mindless session strengthens the chains of habit. Breaking free becomes increasingly difficult. The machine's efficiency terrifies. Unlike traditional forms of control, violence, propaganda, fear, pleasure hooks us willingly. We defend our captors. We resist anyone suggesting we're enslaved. Huxley predicted this exact scenario. Not a boot stamping on a human face, but a screen glowing in a darkened room. Not torture chambers, but endless entertainment. not forced compliance, but willing submission to pleasure. Modern slavery operates invisibly. No chains needed when we eagerly build our own digital prisons. No guards required when we voluntarily submit our minds to endless distraction. Chapter 5. Relationships in Crisis. With each passing year, we drift further from authentic human experience. Children learn emotions through emojis instead of faces. Adults measure self-worth through likes and followers. Reality itself gets filtered, edited, curated. Our identities dissolve in digital space. We craft online personas, carefully selecting which moments to share. Behind screens, we become actors in our own lives, performing happiness, manufacturing experiences for content, living through lenses. Instagram influencers reveal the brutal truth. Many stage candid moments in dedicated photo studios. They rent private jets that never leave the ground. They fake relationships for engagement. Authenticity becomes just another product. The erosion accelerates. A generation grows up seeking validation through algorithms. Their sense of self fragments across platforms. One version for TikTok, another for LinkedIn, yet another for dating apps. The core identity blurs. Real accomplishment requires struggle, patience, resilience. But why endure discomfort when likes provide instant validation? Why develop skills when filters perfect our image? Why face silence when feeds offer endless noise? Pleasure without purpose creates emptiness. Validation without value breeds insecurity. Entertainment without engagement leaves us hollow. We're becoming shallow copies of ourselves, optimized for consumption rather than creation. The skills that built civilization, deep focus, delayed gratification, genuine human connection, wither while we pursue digital dopamine. Our attention spans shrink, our resilience crumbles, our capacity for meaning deteriorates. Not just external slavery through pleasure, but internal dissolution of the human spirit. We sacrifice depth for distraction, wisdom for entertainment, authenticity for comfort. The prison exists not in our devices, but in our diminished selves. Breaking these invisible chains demands more than digital detox. It requires rediscovering what makes us fundamentally human. The path to freedom starts with facing the very discomfort we've spent decades avoiding. And so, I'd love to hear from you. What chains are you ready to break? Which pleasures have become your prison? How much of your life happens through screens instead of through your senses? More importantly, when will you start your rebellion? Not through grand gestures, but through small acts of resistance. Put down your phone during dinner. Feel boredom without reaching for distractions. Create instead of consume. Connect without screens between you. Please share your thoughts below. How has the pursuit of pleasure impacted your life? What strategies help you stay present and authentic in a world designed for distraction? Subscribe for weekly insights into psychology, philosophy, and personal growth.